Happy Thursday, everyone. It is 2/23/23, a date that only happens once every 100 years. So we are happy to be here for this one because chances are we won't be here for the next one, no matter how good
Wow.
Kyle takes care of himself. My name is. Do you really have hopes of being around in another 100 years?
I don't know. It's not impossible. We make advances every day.
I'm pretty sure it's impossible. Maybe,
At
maybe
this
your
point.
consciousness, Black Mirror style, your consciousness may be around.
Okay.
But you won't. I'm Doobie. I am the co-founder of Laughing Place and your resident optimist. The person over there is Kyle Burbank, our managing editor. How's it going, Kyle?
I'm doing well. Apparently, you're in a somber, reflective mood. Wonder why.
I don't think it's somber to assume I won't be alive in 100 years.
There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, Doobie.
By the way, I don't fear death. I don't welcome it, but I don't fear it.
All right, Disney news. How's that stock doing?
All right, so we're here to talk. We're not here to talk about death. We are here to talk. Welcome, everyone. Confront your
It's another beautiful day here.
We are here to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney. We got a full day today. Yesterday was kind of quiet, but today come roaring back. So let's get started the way we always do. Yesterday we were in the 102 range. Oh, Kyle is confident that not
Sticking
only
with
is
the theme
mortality.
of, our optimism.
Yes, you're correct. We are on the precipice of that three-digit mark, which I really thought we had left behind for good once Iger took over. This is not good. What's going on, Kyle? Is this a broader market thing?
Let's see. Let me check the SPX. Yeah, well, it's only down half a point, 0.5% rather. The Dow is also down. That also includes Disney.
Yeah.
The S&P 500 also includes Disney, but it's a much larger basket. The Dow is only like 30 companies. The S&P 500, if you can guess, 500 companies.
30. Okay, yeah. That's why they call it the Dow 30 too. Gio just thinks it's celebrating Disney 100. That would be great.
I do have that Photoshop somewhere.
Disney 100, the stock price. Wow. So, interesting. Please don't go below 100. I mean, we got up there again after some lean days in the early Chapek days. If this gets down to Chapek level under Iger, that's going to be so weird. I wonder how that's going to play out. Anyway, next up we have. Show us.
So, Doobie, I don't know if you related to that stock price. Did you see the memo this morning that there's some budget cuts at LPTV?
I did not see that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I found out that I'm being replaced on weather by artificial intelligence. So I guess I'll begrudgingly.
Good morning, everyone. Let's check in on the weather around the world of Disney. In Anaheim, it will be a rainy day today with a chance of showers on and off during the day and temps on either side of 50. Orlando will be warming to nearly 90 with a low of 73 tonight. Castaway Cay is at 82 now but will actually cool slightly from here and will be in the 70 seconds after dark. Paris will be in mid-40 seconds and partly cloudy for the rest of the evening. Tokyo will start off cloudy tomorrow and those clouds will turn to rain the mid-afternoon and they'll be in the range of 50 degrees the whole time. Shanghai has showers now but will clear by park opening with temperatures reaching a high of 52. And finally, Hong Kong will be sunny once again with highs in the mid-70 seconds. That's all for now, so back to you humans in the studio.
I don't know where the seconds come from. I put so yeah, the new guy has some work to do. His name is Ethan, by the way. I didn't have time to get him to learn my voice, nor do I know if I want to. But yeah, so Ethan, with the weather, thank you.
I honestly don't mind that at all. I can even go with the seconds. I can see where they would see degree mark as seconds. But if I ever hear Castaway Cay coming out of there again, Ethan is fired. Okay.
Oh, I thought about changing it to a phonetic spelling, and I'm like, no. Screw. I'm undermining Ethan, just like the sign makers, the people that hang the banners at Disneyland. They're like, no, AI, I'm going to show off what you're doing wrong.
Considering Ethan's ascendance in LP, I think we know where our mortality is coming from. Our days are numbered here on LP. Well, thank you, Kyle. I don't mind, Ethan. If that is our weather report from now on, I am completely fine with that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, I'm completely fine with that. There's a preview of what's coming up shortly after we do our first couple of stories. That was creepy. Did you consider doing the mouth movements in there?
I have a lot to learn. I have the thing. I don't know what I need to do, how much I need to film in order to like have a template for it to do it. And again, do I really want to do that to myself? Do I want to deep fake myself? Like that seems
I think you do. So I like that Ethan has his own voice, but I'm curious, did Ethan write the weather report?
Ethan did not write it, no.
You can say
because I wrote the script first as I was going to do it just normal, like what I do here, and then I'm like, wait a minute, what's that app where I can? And then I didn't get far enough, and I'm just like, I'll just have it read it, and I'll just put the audio in, and purposely make it.
Why don't you try telling Ethan, give me a weather report for these locations, and let's just run it. Don't even listen first. Let's just go for it.
Okay, that'll be next.
Maybe. All right, let's get on to some real news. We have some great news coming from the world of Disney World. That's not redundant. Kyle, this morning?
Yeah, so we knew about this last month. This was going to be coming up. We didn't have a date. Now we have a date. So starting April 18th, Walt Disney World annual pass holders will be able to visit the parks after 2 p.m. without a reservation, except Magic Kingdom on Saturdays and Sundays. Presumably, it means you can still like start at Epcot after 2 p.m. without a reservation on a Saturday and go to Magic Kingdom later. But you just can't start there, presumably. They don't specify that. I'm just speculating if that's how the system works, and that's how the system works. And so that's exciting. April 18th.
And a little surprise, I think, beginning March 20th. Pass holders receive access to Disney PhotoPass lenses and a complimentary Cinderella Castle Mural of Memories experience. Did we know that already?
I don't know if we knew that or not. I did link to our article. That apparently it's been around for almost a year now. That feels like that just came up. I guess it shows how important and groundbreaking it really was. That was a silly thing where you leave a photo on digitally on the Cinderella Castle and then you can go visit it. I don't quite understand it. By the way, past blackout dates will still apply. So this doesn't mean that you just now have an unlimited pass after 2. You still go by your blackout dates as normal.
That is important to note. And also on that date, a new offering will allow APs to create and share short Disney-themed video slideshows with favorite photos from their theme park visits. And most importantly, if you're looking for a gift for Doobie, these are the shirts I've been browsing on TeePublic. That's 7 and the Ragged Tiger in the upper left. I'm really thinking about getting that one. Duran Duran.
I like the 27% off. That's my favorite number. So
I like the Charlie Brown one here. You can't read it, but it says something like, "I'm about to blow your mind. This is Depeche Mode Violator." And it is. For me, it was some great reward, but I actually had that experience when I first heard some great reward. All right. Also in Disney World news with Genie Plus this time. Kyle?
Genie Plus. So the other announcement that they made last month that they didn't give a date for. Now Genie Plus, not now, March 20th, beginning March 20th, when you buy Genie Plus, it'll include on-ride digital photos, PhotoPass photos. So you won't be able to just, snap all the photos in front of the castle and stuff, but you'll get like this, Guardians of the Galaxy. The awful one on Pirates that I still don't understand. You can get that one too.
There's a Pirates on ride? I didn't know that.
It's awful. It's just this bright flash that blinds everyone. You don't know where to look ahead of time. I've never seen a good one.
I forgot to mention, I forgot to hype the show. We've got so much happening today. We've got Rebecca coming on shortly to talk Disney food. We're actually going to have, for the first time, this is like the most far-reaching. Every guest we've had so far has been an LPer, but this is the most. Is that not true?
No, I thought you were going to say global-wise, we've had guests further away.
No, not quite. But I mean, everyone so far we've had on this show has been within the LP blanket. This guest is in the LP blanket, but on the fringes. He's like the part with the fringe part at the edge of the blanket.
Well, again, Edith was also, I'd call her a fringe.
I forgot we had her on the show. Never mind. We just have another guest today, Bill.
We're traveling through the country. We're going to the Great White North.
where it's probably pretty white. And he's going to talk. He had a recent interview with Ridley Pearson of Kingdom Keepers fame. So we have that article on LP, and he's going to come talk to us. And then later on, we're hoping to talk to Jeremiah, who right now is driving back from Busch Gardens, Tampa, where he got to experience their newest attraction, Serengeti Flyer. And we're hoping to get him to talk about that a little bit. But stop. We are going to bring on our first guest, the lovely, the talented, the intelligent for marrying me, Rebecca Mosley. Hi, hon.
Hey,
Sorry, I'm going to clear your head in just a moment. There you
that's
go.
okay. How y'all doing?
We are doing great. We brought you on this morning. First of all, let's get a good look at that bucket hat. I like that bucket hat.
You like my bucket hat? Hey, this is
Yeah.
this is a courtesy of Jeremiah, who saw the bucket hat and at the outlet and said Rebecca needs it.
That's the kind of guy that Jeremiah is. That's why we're
He
going to
knows
give him
that
our
he only
copy of
gets what he
the book.
gives. Tony will get that joke. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, Tony, you're welcome. Yes, that's Pirates of the Caribbean. All right, so we brought Rebecca on because Flower and Garden has released their food for the festival that is beginning 1 week from yesterday, March 1st. So when we scroll through food, we like to actually talk about it, what looks yummy, what looks terrible. And Rebecca's very good at talking food. So I said, hey, hon, get out of bed. Let's talk food this morning. So here we go. That's pretty much how it went, right?
So this year, they actually are touting that they have 50 new dishes coming to the festival this year. And I'm trying to remember, but it's like 15 locations. So that's what the overall you've got 15 locations. So there were a lot of really super awesome treats on the list this year. And but you have to start off with merchandise. He's cute.
Yeah,
I don't know. Are you an orange bird person, Kyle? I am not.
I think he's fine. I think he's just overhyped. I think it's the kind of, along with Figment, the go-to for people who think they're being like super obscure and off the beaten path, and now it's just become the most mainstream thing ever.
Wow, Kyle, that sounds so like I'm too good for this thing.
It feels very much like Doobie's I'm not going to see this movie because everybody is seeing this movie. That's how
No,
that's
different.
It's a
That's
principle.
totally different.
That
No relation.
is principal merchandise for Kyle, the orange bird. But they've got some new Disney munchlings coming as part of the celebration. I'm going to let you scroll down to food because I don't talk about
Let's
food.
get to the food. So here we've got Epcot Farmers Feast, because Epcot and farmers like peas and crackers. Yeah.
Well, this is one of the unique things that they've done in recent years. There's a kiosk right near Test Track, and they have a collection of menus that kind of happen throughout the festival. So the first period is called their early bloom menu, and then they have their summer solstice menu. No, springtime menu, and then their summer solstice menu. And the signature items on their early bloom are the ribeye, a bison ribeye that you see here, and a spice cake. So yummy.
I also like to point out, just because it's such a fun word to say, they do have chilled potato and leek soup, vichyssoise.
Yeah, vichyssoise. And so during their springtime, you'd find a grilled swordfish here and a strawberry rhubarb upside down cake. And then finally during the summer solstice, I'm sorry, go ahead, Doobie.
First, the strawberry rhubarb upside down looks spectacular. Are those flowers edible? Like, can you eat them?
Typically, and I've had a salad at Epcot with that flower, so I'm going to go with absolutely.
Vichyssoise.
Yes, uppity foo-foo. That's the kind of food Doobie and I enjoy. Apparently, no, I'm not as much of a fan of very high-end food. That's a Doobie thing. And then the summer solstice menu is the last period of the event. So you've got that May 20th through July 5th. So if any of these items particularly reach out to you, be sure to get your timing right so you don't miss out on the one that you want. But what I want is going to be available all through the festival here, and it is a unique beverage. It is a translucent Bloody Mary with cucumber vodka, tomato water, horseradish, celery salt, and then it says a hint of pepper. They're calling it a Ghost Mary, so it's a translucent Bloody Mary. That sounds really intriguing.
So it's Crystal Pepsi, but for alcoholics,
right? But that caught my eye as I was scrolling through the list. Brunch Cut near Test Track is gonna. I'm sorry, Doobie. Oh yeah, you're there.
Yeah,
It's got your
this
avocado
avocado toast.
toast.
I love this avocado toast so much. It's so good.
It's the breakfast
Uppity.
lunch community of tomorrow.
This is also where you find cinnamon roll bites, some lox dish. It's called a lox Benedict. So yeah, it has a everything spiced cream cheese. So that sounds intriguing. Lots of layers of food there.
Mac, did that Bloody Mary sound good to you? I know that's your VP. Asadi.
Don't say it one more time; it'll appear.
I came so close. I can't believe it.
These are the items that are going to be at the Odyssey. It's orange based. So you've got a lot of citrus items. So you've got a citrus tempura shrimp. Doobie, the one on the upper right is something I figure would be on your list. It's a citrus baked brie with preserved lemon marmalade, limoncello macerated blueberries, and some almonds on top.
You had me at baked brie. Oh, Kyle too.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Those are actual fruit things I like. I don't like fruit most of the time, but blueberries I'm good with, and I like a lemon flavor.
Yeah, that sounded amazing. It's got my little orange marker thing on here to remind me to talk about it because it sounded so good.
Is there an Orange Bird sipper coming back?
Of course. And he's they try and change up his look. So once he's got like a different pose again this year.
Look how cute he is trying to pick up the giant orange. He's, oh, it's too heavy for me. Isn't he adorable, Kyle?
I didn't say he wasn't adorable. I'm just saying that like everyone acts like they're the only person that's ever heard of Orange Bird.
I wish I'd known this was dropping today. I would have worn my Orange Birds t-shirt just to taunt you, Kyle.
Thank you.
Over by the Disney Traders, that's where you're going to find what they call Florida Fresh. So corn on the cob, a watermelon salad, a fish slider, strawberry shortcake with Florida strawberries, right? So, there you go. A little bit of celebration of the local flavors.
What have they done to this corn on the cob here?
Let's see. They have put a savory garlic spread on it and rolled it in some spicy corn chips. By the way, that's a new item on the menu, as well as the fish slider and the strawberry shortcake. That watermelon salad is one we've seen previously.
I know, Mac. There's no accounting for taste, man.
I don't know. I think it's a conflict of interest. They have Orange Bird when Donald Duck has his own orange juice. He must be pissed. Like this is the second time he's playing second fiddle. Like,
wow.
That's why he's so angry.
Donald Duck, Orange Bird, Donald Duck.
He's gonna rewrite the song, so it's like Orange Bird, Donald Duck,
Donald Duck. All right. So we have come to Mexico now.
Yep.
Is this a quesadilla? Interesting quesadilla.
Yep.
Yeah.
Squash blossoms, bacon, zucchini, cheese.
How many things can you add before it's no longer just a quesadilla?
That is an interesting question. I wonder about that all the time. It's like when you're rebuilding a car, like this car has been rebuilt from the ground up, every part has been replaced. If every part's been replaced, you no longer have the original car. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. This is why I'm careful when I read.
We confronted mortality, and now we're moving on to other theological debates.
Betty's looking forward to Still Heart Orange Birds during time. Very good, Tony. Okay, moving right along here to China.
Let's see. We've got some vegetable dumplings. We've got some chicken skewers with it. I wasn't terribly like jumping up and down when I read what was on the menu at China, but they did have a beverage that I thought was interesting because I had not heard of such a thing before, and they're combining boba pearls with alcohol. So if you've ever wondered what it would be like to have an alcoholic boba pearl drink, you'll be able to do that over at the China Pavilion. So there you go.
Tapioca.
I've not wondered at all.
I don't like boba, so I was like, okay, well, now it's going to be alcoholic boba I'll not be drinking, so it's okay.
I bet you like this, though, because you're a big fan of tagine.
Yes, and this is a pineapple squirrel with tagine, and it will be over at the refreshment outpost, and that's also where you're going to find some tangerine-flavored treats, soft serve, but that's not new.
I have a question for you, Kyle. Do you have the issue when you eat certain fruits, especially pineapple, and it just makes your tongue hurt, almost burn?
Yeah.
You have that? Okay.
I don't eat a lot of fruits, but I know exactly of what you speak. I don't like the textures of most fruits.
They don't like you either, man.
I'm sure they don't.
Do you like oranges?
I like orange juice. I don't like oranges. Again, I don't enjoy the texture. I also
You're
don't.
an
I
interesting
hate
person.
pulp and orange juice. Can't deal.
Oh no, pulp is what you want. Orange juice with the extra super pulp.
No.
Like you're almost eating it with a spoon, right,
That is
Rebecca?
Yeah.
Doobie likes thick and chunky orange juice. I don't understand it,
I
especially
like my
first thing in the morning. Nope, but
like my
that's.
OJ, like I like my pizza, nice and thick.
But what we're looking at here is a beautiful toasted pretzel bread with Black Forest ham and melted cheese, along with a cheese strudel. But neither of these are new either. So if you liked them last time, go stop by, get your hit for this
You'll
year.
pay a little bit more, maybe get a little bit less. It'll taste.
And this right here is a hazelnut pudding. It's like, so I think of it's, they say it's a chocolate hazelnut, dirt, worms and dirt, but so it'll be like Nutella. So woohoo, yay.
Yeah, so that's over in Italy.
Yep.
And now we come to the American adventure. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Anything interesting here in America?
You would like the banana Foster bread pudding.
I would, right down here in the bottom right. I love a good
Yeah,
bread
that'd
pudding.
be
I
that'd
love
be that'd be
that
on
bread
your
pudding.
list for sure.
Oh, they don't have the slider.
The other items are all new, and they're focusing on that Louisiana cuisine. So you've got a chicken gumbo, you got a crawfish pie.
I see
So
it has
lots of
Ben's
Bayou
original long grain
celebration
and wild
happening.
though.
I'm sorry,
Wait,
Kyle.
The gumbo has Ben's original long grain and wild rice, which is one of my favorites. So
Yep.
the secret to being a success is when you name your company, make sure it's officially named all uppercase so it will stick out in every press release and everything.
and make sure that whoever's writing it doesn't just fix it. But no, this is a long guide. I'm not gonna bother them about it.
How about you, Doobie? Is this your kind of thing? A banana split funnel cake.
I love funnel cake. I love bananas. I love when you do the splits, and I love ice cream. So this looks pretty perfect to me. I'm a big fan.
So yeah, so that'll be over there by the American Adventure. We haven't hit the impossible stuff yet. This is Japan, where we've got fruit sushi, which sounds weird. Does it sound good to you, Kyle? Here, let me see. Doobie didn't scroll down far enough, so I'll pull it up on my sheets.
It's
I'd rather eat real sushi.
strawberry, pineapple, and lychee wrapped in sweet rice and pink soy wrap, served with whipped cream, drizzled raspberry sauce, and toasted coconut.
Based
Kyle?
on the queue last year, I think people were excited about this, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, people. I mean, it's an interesting idea, but yeah, not a fan of fruit. I'd rather just eat the fish. Surprisingly, I don't really like fish either, but I do like sushi.
However, I
Yeah.
want everything on their beverage menu. I want the cherry blossom pilsner. I want to try this plum sake, and I will try this fruit sake cocktail. I want it all. That's all. Sounds amazing.
It looks like they have some nigiri sushi that sounds good, so that's what I would probably get because that's my favorite kind. It's just the rice with the fish over it instead of like a roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I like too.
And now we're in Morocco, where they've got a new hummus trio, which is, vegetarian, avocado herb hummus, Moroccan bread, and crispy papadum. That sounds really good. I'm a huge fan of hummus, so that sounds quite yummy. And an orange blossom saffron cake. Saffron's another one of those words that's fun to say. It just feels yummy to say. Saffron, vichyssoise.
And it's very expensive as a as a spice. So I'm intrigued to see what the pricing will be on
saffron.
that.
It could be saffron like crab.
Or most of the time when you get wasabi, it's just horseradish type green.
Right.
Destroying the magic.
All right. And then La Ilsa Fresca between Morocco and France.
Yeah, this is where you'll find this is where you find braised oxtail, DB. I mean, you're a vegetarian, so you wouldn't eat that, but that kind of dish is your kind of thing.
And I have some friends who rave over oxtail. I've never had the thing. It sounds disgusting, but they rave over it. So it's exciting to see this coming. Are you excited for oxtail, Kyle? I know you're adventurous in your eating.
I don't know. I'd try pigeon pea rice. That sounds interesting. I'd try that. It looks pretty good.
You've not tried oxtail?
I don't think so.
We had some at our Christmas party this year. Someone brought it for everyone, and she's renowned throughout the social group for her oxtail. It was really tasty.
We went to when Disney on Ice came back for the first time a couple years ago. We went to Dallas, and there was a restaurant in our hotel that had this really amazing sounding oxtail dish, but they were out of it the 3 times we tried to go.
Okay.
So you tried. You
I
tried.
tried to try it.
And once again, DB, in France, you will want to eat everything. They have a croissant with goat cheese. They have, the beef I would eat, but it's a gnocchi. And then a chocolate tart. I love this tart. It's a brownie with walnuts and raspberry coulis, and it's served warm. And they've got the beignets over there. So.
Oh, don't even say beignet to me right now. Okay.
Yep. Canada's got some scallops and a chocolate maple whiskey cake. So, tossing that whiskey and maple into a dessert and call it Canadian.
Drink, but I like desserts that are made with alcohol, like bread pudding with the whiskey sauce or bourbon, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It's really good. So I would try that for sure.
Don't worry. Hang on. Just don't worry, Mike. I will be sending you a bribe list. There's so many things I want to know how they are. This looks awful.
Not what I expected to hear.
When I was scrolling through the list, I'm like, wow, these are some beautiful food art, lovely. And then this hit, and I'm like, I don't eat shrimp, but everything else about it sounded like, okay, that would be tasty. It's cheese curds, lemon garlic cheese fondue, some spinach, some artichokes on top of, the French fry thing. That sounds amazing. But then the photograph it's one of those things.
Looks like a good way to ruin some French fries.
Although the concept of high-end cheese fries, cheese, but instead of just boring cheese, some really nice cheese on fries. That sounds pretty good. Maybe that's a restaurant we should open, huh? Like people have the mac and cheese restaurants or the grilled cheese. We'll have the cheese fries restaurant.
So it'll be like the melting pot, but with cheese.
Yeah, when you dip it in
fries.
and then
instead of like high-end French bread, it'll be the melting pot, but with like French fries.
I think we're onto something here. If this LP thing ever fizzles, we are opening up cheese and French fries.
I hope we're coming up on here we go. This is what's your cup of tea. This is the trowel and trellis, and that's where you're going to find the impossible meats. So it's an impossible Korean short rib, which they've had previously, but then they've added to that lumpia with Thai sweet chili sauce, also with the impossible meat. And they also have a plant-based chocolate cake, black currant ganache, mixed berry compote, some chocolate ice cream, all plant-based. So there you go.
Yeah, I would love to try this. It's just fun. As a vegetarian, it's fun to be able to go someplace and get food that looks like everybody else's food, but it's actually vegetarian. It makes you feel like you're one of the team. And I thank you very much, Impossible Meat.
And this is the Honey Bistro over at the port of entry, right? Yeah, chicken and waffles. It's a cornbread waffle. So a different texture, different flavor base. So that's pretty cool. And then something called the pollinator flatbread. And
pollinator.
Exactly. It's celebrating those flowering aspects, as well as scroll up for me a little bit because I can't find that on my sheet in front of me. No, I'm sorry, down your way. Yeah, there you go.
I got
So
it.
everybody can read along with us. It's the honey whipped. So they're focusing on the pollinator, the bee. That's the new item. Mascarpone, caramelized onion.
I will say I've gone. Food. Go ahead, Doobie.
No, you do.
As I mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of cheesecake, but this honey mascarpone cheesecake I have had, and I've had it several years because I enjoy it that much. I think it's probably the difference using the mascarpone over like a regular cream cheese. Makes a big difference to me, at least. I don't get as much of that tang that I don't enjoy about other cheesecakes. So I recommend that one, which is why it's back for another year. Now, what I don't like is this. This is overhyped. Well, that too. But the purple lemonade.
You don't like the violet lemonade?
It's too much. It's way too sweet.
Wow. No, I like to take pictures of it. I'll be honest. I didn't drink it. I took pictures of it and then a few sips, and I was like, okay, I'm good. And
I've
then
also had that hot dog.
Spicy hot dog has pineapple chutney and plantain chips. What do you think of that? Are you somebody who likes decorated hot dogs, Kyle?
Not really. I mean, I don't eat a ton of hot dogs to begin with. Maybe ones with like mac and cheese or whatever. But I have had this one. It does have a little bit of heat, not like if you're an actual hothead, you're not going to think much of it. But I liked it. And again, I usually object to fruit. So this was because I got it for free a few years ago. I went to one of those events.
Gotcha. Mike Mack points out that Kyle, you're comparing the violet lemonade to the orange bird of beverages. But speaking of orange bird, I suspect one of the things that Mac may be putting on his list of things to try would be the Connections Cafe orange bird waffle. So I think that's what we're beginning to see kind of as a trend with these festivals, is that Connections is kind of offering us a themed waffle along with the event, and our caffeine providers throughout the Disney parks, Joffrey's, they have a variety of new beverages that they're bringing out during the celebration as well. Over near Disney Star Traders, they have an orange cream cold brew that caught my eye. Sounds really tasty. So yeah, I know there's no other elaboration, just orange bird waffle. There was no descriptor. So my suspicion is you're looking at kind of an orange creamed, whatever is usually creamy is going to have some sort of orange flavoring added to it. So yeah, so there you go. That's what I'm bringing, Doobie. Oh wait, I forgot one more cold brew, key lime, over by American Adventure. Key lime cold brew.
Have you ever had key lime LaCroix?
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing how it tastes so sweet and flavorful, even though there's not actually anything in it. It blows my mind.
Doobie doesn't drink LaCroix. He doesn't like carbonation.
Of course he doesn't. That does not surprise me one bit.
Right? Yeah. No, he likes to open his soda. When he used to drink soda, he would open it and leave it in the refrigerator for a long time and then drink it later.
What do you mean by that?
What?
Wow. Speaking of LaCroix, did you know that Roosevelt's has a line of LaCroix?
Spelled differently. Legally distinct.
But I think we know what they're going after.
I want them all. I like them even. If my budget was such, I would be buying these before the Disney ones. I love all of these. They have a blueberry one. They have a green one. I love them all. And they have matching bucket hats in many cases. So, I mean.
That's how you
wow, I did not know. I did not know that was going to be such a big hit for you. Who knew?
No, this isn't the blueberry one. This is the aqua, which is nice, but I like the blueberry. Okay, hey, if you're gonna show what I'm talking about, yeah.
They can't tell the coloring on TV.
There you go.
There's your blueberry.
Look at that.
Funny thing. This is the only one that Kyle likes. His whole fruit thing, he likes blueberry.
Blueberry isn't a standalone fruit. That's a joke for no one, except for me.
Okay, thank you. All right, Rebecca, I appreciate you being on today. It has been fantastic. We'll have you back. Doobie chooses orange juice but won't drink bubbles. I don't mind boba. Oh, no, you mean carbonation. It hurts. It's a little painful going down. Who wants to drink something that's going to burn your throat? I don't understand the section for carbonation. So, shut up, Mac. At least I can dunk. I can't dunk. Anything else, hon?
Nope, that's it. Gonna go finish my morning coffee.
With your, is that a cutie?
No, this is well before Cuties. Oh no, this is Cuties. You're right. This is when they did the Cuties thing. Yeah, early on.
And to bring it all full circle, Cutie is also another name for a small orange. Thank you, everybody. See you, Rebecca. I'll see you later. Thanks for joining us.
Isn't it actually Clementine?
Kyle, you could have just left it there and let us move on.
Nope. Technically,
you had to go. You had to go.
It actually might even be a Clementine. I'm not sure.
Now, just a minute.
All right, we need to move on. We got so much to talk about. I love doing food, though. Whenever they drop these food things, bring Rebecca on and scroll through the food. Disney Plus, just yesterday or the day before, we saw a trailer for Chang Can Dunk. And here's another basketball. What? Oh, that was a basketball movie coming to Disney Plus. Here's a basketball series coming to Disney Plus on April 5th called The Crossover. They just released an in-production featurette. So let's watch that. together.
Together, me and you. Like Kobe and Shaq.
Nah, like Spike and Denzel.
Stop. Turn. Hat. And go.
The Crossover is a story from Kwame Alexander.
Call me Alexander.
I am. Crossover is about two brothers
JB and Filthy.
Yes, sir.
who are stars on the court and stars off the court.
What we gonna do, Filthy?
We gonna win this game.
It's Kwame Alexander's words put to life.
All that translates on the screen. It's a family show.
Welcome to the Bell family.
It's Dad, who's a former basketball player.
One shot, one stop.
It's Mom, who's a school principal.
And she is about GPA, not MBA.
It's about two brothers who ultimately now are finding that they're moving in different directions.
The show's about JB and Filthy growing into their own selves.
There's a conflict between brothers.
You jealous now?
Ain't nobody jealous, man.
The Crossover deals with so many real-life problems.
We definitely have our ups and downs and trials and tribulations.
Storms will come, but at the end of the day, they huddle together.
We go hard together, man, just like we always have.
There are a lot of people who look exactly like us, and they just want something to get them, and this show definitely gets them.
We did it. That's what we do.
If there's a message I hope this show gets across, always shoot for the sun, and eventually you will make it. But you gotta keep shooting.
The Crossover.
The Crossover, streaming April 5th on Disney+.
Support the crossover, because this is probably the last of these types of shows we will be getting on Disney Plus, as we know. But yeah, nice to see that that's going to be coming pretty soon, and nice they released that production featurette for it. All right, let's move over to Disneyland now. And again, we're going to have Bill Galso coming up pretty soon to talk about his recent interview with Ridley Pearson of Kingdom Keepers fans. But first, let's get to Disneyland, where yesterday, Runaway Railway had its first day without a virtual queue, which was pretty exciting. It did have the $20 individual lightning lane, and it didn't sell out until almost 10:30. So, and Kyle, are you ready for some production value? I know that's pretty rare on the show. All right, production value. I hope this is visible, so light. This is a graph of the queue throughout yesterday for Runaway Railway. Can I zoom out just a little bit? No, I can't. Anyway,
you can't do a
let me
control or command.
Yeah, that's not doing it here. I got it, but I can do it this way.
There we go.
All right, so you can see right in here, right about 8 p.m. It peaked at only 80 minutes, but throughout the day, it kind of hung around the 60-minute mark, usually a little bit lower. And then, of course, the beginning of the day and ending of the day, it was very low. So it seems like getting rid of the virtual queue was probably a really good move. The queue was not anywhere near out of control. It probably helps a lot that the ride did not go down throughout the day. But this was first day virtual queue of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Disneyland, and the first time I've had production value on the show. Kyle does it all the time. I didn't get AI help with this. I had to do this myself. So there we go.
It's very awesome.
Also, thank you, Kyle. Also at Disneyland, this one is kind of funny to me. So there's a TikTok trend of keeping the belt loose on Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout so that you get more airtime, and it's considered to be unsafe. And so Disney has now made an effort to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. There are new warnings saying it's dangerous, and to make sure you keep your seatbelt nice and snug, which, you know, is all well and good. I have no problem with that. Definitely want you to be safe on attractions. But some of you may recall that when Tower of Terror first opened at Walt Disney World, it did not have seatbelts. It had a lap bar that everybody shared in the row. And so if I sat with Rebecca, or even worse, a child, that lap bar was not snug. They got plenty of airtime. Now, they did change it to a seatbelt, so clearly they felt they needed to make it safer. But it operated for years in a method where all but one person on a row got lots and lots of airtime. So I just thought that was interesting that they're making a point.
While you're on that topic, the thing that I sent you, we can either play now or we can save it as our one and only pocket pick. So it's up to you.
I will save that as our one and only pocket pick, even though I don't know what it is, but I trust Kyle.
I hope I trust.
Okay, also at Disneyland, let me get a link over to Bill so he is ready for us real quick. So Kyle, why don't you talk about Millie real quick?
About what? Oh, Tilly.
Millie. Tilly,
Yeah,
sorry.
so they shared a fun. This also could have almost been a pocket pick. They shared a fun TikTok yesterday showing getting Tilly ready. If you don't know, if you've ever entered the Main Street Cinema at Disneyland, Tilly is the name of the attendant. She has a name tag that says Tilly. That's how you know. But they dressed her up in purple for the 100th. I don't know if we had noticed that previously. I'm sure she's been there for a couple weeks now, but they released a TikTok about it, and I thought that was fun because that's like a nice little not hidden feature. Obviously, she's very visible, but something that most fans wouldn't notice. But I
I'm trying to
appreciate that
actually
they
show
went through the detail.
trying to show the TikTok here. Give me 1 second. All right, I got it.
Let's get Tilly ready for the Disney 100th celebration. Let's get
She's even got special macarons and everything.
I know. I like the way they did the whole thing, not just her outfit, but the whole Tilly thingy. All right, just waiting for Bill now because I was so late getting him his link.
They should sell Tilly tea.
Kyle, sorry,
Sure.
I'm so confused. You said Abbott Elementary went to Disneyland, and you're our Abbott Elementary guy. So while we wait for Bill, can you tell us
They didn't really
about
go
this
to
Abbott
Disneyland.
Elementary Disneyland episode?
Yes. So inside baseball, ABC a couple weeks ago, it's like, hey, we want you to write this article about the episode we have tonight. So I watched the episode. I go, I have no idea what to write about this. And I wrote a couple hundred words on it. And they're like, we love it. Can you do one for this next episode? So I had to find an angle. And there's a part where they're at this teacher's conference and Janine says, oh, it's like Disneyland. And I'll spoil the joke here. I don't spoil it in there. But she talks about, except there's no, wild Mr. Toad. And she's like, do you guys know that you go to hell at the end of that ride? And she also brought her own churro. So yeah, I use that as my kind of in to write about this episode. I'm going to start, if they make me do more of these, I'm going to have to start calling them like precaps, because that's basically what I'm doing is recapping the show, but without spoilers and just vaguely alluding to storylines. I don't quite understand what I'm doing here, but that's a fun little Disneyland joke if you go watch the episode. And it's a fun episode. There, it delivers on some things fans will want to see.
And what is that for next week?
Nope, I did last night.
Last night, okay.
But I published this yesterday before the show.
we watch Abbott Elementary. We just have no idea when it's actually on. We watch it whenever we feel like it on DVR.
9 o'clock Wednesdays.
9 o'clock Wednesdays. Also, Indiana Jones, apparently. So, Indiana Jones, the Epic Stunt Spectacular. Is anyone not shocked that this thing is still around at Walt Disney World? I mean, especially after they added it predates Lights Motors Action. Then they added the spectacular Lights Motors Action stunt show. That's now gone, and Indy remains, and apparently is going nowhere as they are looking for stunt actors for the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. Kyle, any interest in auditioning?
No. But mostly because it would require me living in Florida. But no, I think it's a great show. I know there used to be a time when I was a kid, my parents would say, oh, MGM's fun, but it's mostly just shows and stuff. And that's not really the case anymore. So but it's still nice to see. I think I remember seeing this as a kid. I think it's relevant again. It just keeps becoming relevant every few years. True. So I like that it's around. I don't know what I would replace it with. And I think at a certain point, it makes more sense to stick with these like older properties, because if you do a new one, like you're going to have to it's going to have to be super advanced. And I don't know how much you can do. I think for this sort of like level of a stunt show, it makes sense to have an older iconic property, if that makes any sense.
That totally makes sense. And especially one that every now and then is no longer old, as it soon will be. So they're looking for the Indiana Jones, the Marion Ravenwood, the Huge Mechanic, which everyone remembers. I love this. They're looking for someone 6'4" to 7 feet. That is just some awesome casting there. And then, of course, a bunch of stunt tumblers for the fun
Do you think
market
Robin
scene.
Lopez will try out for this?
That is a great question.
He might be
Oh,
taller
man.
than 7 feet. He's
You
so
need
tall.
we need to like tweet just that section of it and tag him in it. Just see if we get anything with that. I love that idea. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Since they're casting, it does
He is
show that it's
exactly
sticking
7
around for
feet. He
quite a
still
while.
makes the cut. Brooke
And
Lopez is 7'1". He can't do it.
He's got a strong athletic build, and he plays NBA, so he has experience in stage combat. So he is set for this. I mean, he's got to retire someday. I think this will be perfect for him. Who is Robin Lopez? We're just throwing this name around. Tell people about Robin Lopez.
He's an NBA player. He's kind of a journeyman. Last I heard, he played for the Orlando Magic. I'm not going to pretend whether or not I know that he's still there. He stopped by the LP booth at D23 Expo a couple times. Just really nice guy, huge Disney fan. You shake his hand and you just feel like the tiniest person in the world because it just engulfs your hand. But yeah. He
now plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He plays for the Cavaliers now. Good to know.
And he always goes to the Expo. Impossible to miss at the Expo, obviously. Really nice guy. And if you think you're a big Disney fan, he's probably bigger. Go check out his Twitter. He has the best inside references in the world, beyond Orangebird. I mean, this guy knows his stuff very well. He is really awesome.
And his brother, Brooke, also plays in the NBA, also a huge Disney fan. He's been with the Bucks for a long time and is a world champion. I don't know. Does that bother you that like it's the World Series and the World Champion and things? Like it's just the United States and one Canada team at most.
It does not bother me at all. It does not bother anyone. You know who it doesn't bother is sports fans. The only people it bothers are non-sports fans who think there's something wrong with it. So, and Kyle is the most sports fanish non-sports fan I know. Whose favorite show of all time is?
Sports Night.
All right. Well, while we continue to wait for Bill, why don't we go ahead and get to the standard part of our shows. First up is... And thanks to Kyle, we now have one. So this comes from...
I want to see if you can spot what's wrong with this clip. We were just talking about the story. Okay. Let's see if you can now spot the error.
My lounge.land. You all set? Yeah, let's do this. Here we go.
This is Good Day LA.
Disneyland is warning visitors about its new Guardians of the Galaxy ride, and this is all because of a dangerous TikTok trend. Look, this is the danger of social media. It's beautiful because it can bring us together and bring us joy, but also this is dangerous because of this. Okay, let me just continue reading. This trend that was posted encourages riders to mess with the seat belts. Disney says it's had multiple incidents of unsafe behavior and says anyone caught messing with their seat belts will be asked to leave the park. The seat belt is there to protect you, y'all.
Don't be a dum-dum. Come on. Be a dum-dum. Some things should just not be on TikTok.
Yes.
Risking your safety is one of them.
Absolutely. Disneyland
is warning visitors. Did you spot the minor error in that one, Doobie?
The irony of them closing that with "Don't be a dum-dum."
Yes.
It's a subtle error, but yes, that is not Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout at Disneyland. That is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Disney World, which non-Disney fans can easily make such a mistake. What? It's the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Of course it's the right one, but clearly. Yeah, see, Rebecca thinks they noticed and messed up because there was one point where she kind of hiccups. Like, I wonder if she did know. Here, let's do the replay.
Galaxy ride, and this is all because of a dangerous TikTok trend. Look, this is the danger of social media. It's beautiful because it can bring us together and bring us joy, but also this is dangerous because of this. Okay, let me just continue reading. This trend that was posted encourages riders to mess with the seat belts. Disney says it's had multiple incidents of unsafe behavior and says anyone caught messing with their seat belts will be asked to leave the park. The seat belt is there to protect you, y'all.
Don't be a dum-dum. Come on.
Now, after
they also
further
say
review,
the new ride. It's been like 5 years, I think.
Yeah, that's just
I also
Let
came
me just
across
continue reading. Yeah.
Yesterday, I saw a video. It was from 2021, but it was like the best hotels near Disneyland, and the featured image was, or like half of it was the castle in Paris, and I was like, oh, this is going to be some great tips. This person really knows Disney. I feel.
Nikki B is raging. Yeah, Nikki B does not suffer fools.
See, she knows Main Street Cinema.
I know, that's a cool picture. I'm guessing this is circa 1984. I don't know why. Let's see. All right, so that was our one and only pocket pick for today, but we do have some. This day in Disney history. On this day, Kyle's all-time favorite Mickey Mouse short. Yes, Kyle. I know it bugs you, so I'm going to continue to do it. Was released. This one is special. There's like a short. Every time I go through this, there's like a short that's released every single day. But this one is special because it was the very first color Mickey Mouse cartoon. It is the band concert.
As featured, will be featured in next month's Decades collection. There'll be a Loungefly celebrating this. Also, ironically, the theme of the Silly Symphony Swings, of which this is not a Silly Symphony, and replace the B-Butts.
That is a good point. This is not a Silly Symphony. Why is it a part of the Silly Symphony Swings? I hadn't thought about that. On this day in 1940, if I'm not mistaken, this is my wife's absolute favorite animated feature. If I can finally get to it after all this.
Made of pie. Wait.
I can move.
Oh, look, Father! Well, it's about time!
Are you a big Pinocchio fan?
No, it scared me as a kid. I ran out of the room crying. Scarring from. I don't know if I'm scarred from this movie or I was scarred beforehand, and this just brought up those feelings again. I don't like Pleasure Island. I don't like the kids turning into donkeys. I've always been sensitive to people drinking and smoking and things like that. It upsets me.
It did its job then. That's good.
I guess.
This is the first Disney movie I can remember seeing as a child. Like, it was like a second grade field trip, and I'm pretty sure it was at the Cinerama Dome, and we went to see Pinocchio. What did you think of the Disney Plus Pinocchio movie recently?
Totally saw it. Watched it. It was, I'm not lying. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. On this day in 1975, we were speaking of Lopez's. Sorry, I'm getting there.
One every year of high school for this great drama group, and a lot of the pianists from the drama group were also in the BMI workshop as up and coming songwriters, and they tell me about it.
That is Robert Lopez, one half of the Lopez songwriting duo. You may not know his name, you may not know his face, but Kyle, sing a verse so they know his work.
Well, it says right there. Oh, you want me to sing one verse of his work?
And don't you dare go down that road. Let it go. We will stop right there. He may have done some other non-Disney things on Broadway that we are not going to bring up here. Happy birthday, Robert Lopez, turning 48 if my math is accurate. And by sheer coincidence, we have another birthday from that universe.
Flower, if I'm also a love expert.
Yeah, that's so funny. I don't have a skull or bones. Not sure what Elsa was going for when she built me. For the love of all that's good in this world, where are we going? I'm sorry if I got a little rambunctious back there. I'm just excited.
It's so much fun to see people do their voiceover work. This is from Screen Slam. Josh Gad, happy birthday, born on this day in
Disney legend Josh Gad.
That's so important to say. You're right. Disney legend Josh Gad, born on this day in 1981, shares a birthday with Robert Lopez. And you can see Frozen, if I'm not mistaken, on Disney Plus right now.
And watch out for Frozen 3 coming eventually.
Eventually. You can see Frozen 2 on there, too. And we have another birthday. This one not from Frozen, but on this day in 1983.
maybe she'll be in Disney and Frozen 3.
No, not yet.
Birthday, Emily Blunt, born on this day in 1983, 40th birthday. Of course, she was the star of Mary Poppins Returns and also the co-star with Dwayne The Rock Johnson in Jungle Cruise, the live-action version. So 3 consecutive birthdays.
And she's
This
married to
one,
Jim Halpert.
she is married to Jim Halpert. Are they the best? Seriously, there's always like a coolest Hollywood couple, the fan favorite Hollywood couple. It's both a combination of star power, their interaction, as well as longevity, the feeling that they actually really do love each other and they're going to stick around. Are they the Hollywood couple right now?
Probably. I can't think of another one, at least in like Hollywood and movie sense. I'd say in music, you got Gwen and Blake Shelton. I like that couple. I think that's fun.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of another one at the moment, so I'm going to say yes, Doobie. I think your assessment is correct.
All right.
Except for like the older ones that you forget are actually like together.
That's true. There are some that just are still together, and you're like, wow, they're still together. Like Tom Hanks and
Rita Wilson.
Not Moreno. Thank you, Rita Wilson. All right. Rebecca might come back for this one. I don't know, but this is something she remembers. On this day in 2002, we had the debut of 100 Mickeys as it kicked off. Eric Robinson created 100 different Mickey drawings. This event was actually a little bit later in March, but 100 Mickey drawings, and they called it 100 Mickeys, and it was pretty awesome. I'm trying to see, this is from an article we did way back when. Unfortunately, so many pictures are rotated, but you get a good idea of what those Mickeys look like. Oh, Reynolds and Lively. Okay, we are taking submissions for the top Hollywood couple right now. Reynolds and Lively is on the list. My wife is here. What you got, hun? You're muted.
This was an amazing event because what Eric did was he created 100 different Mickey paintings or mixed media projects, and they put them in, they took images of it and they put it in a book. You could get it that way, or they had it on a t-shirt with all of them. They had a pin for each one. They had mugs that were like a series of 5 mugs, and a collection of the Mickeys would be available on there. But some of the paintings were enormous, and like we're talking, like 3, 4, 5 foot. He does a lot of very expressive. I'm not an art person, so forgive my very lay person description, but he really vibrant brush strokes, and so. But over time, you run out of poses or whatever. So he started to really play with different media, and he did some that were super tiny and some that were really large, and he did some on cardboard, and it was just an interesting exhibit. And Eric himself is an incredibly talented and really fun individual to talk about art with. He doesn't make me feel like a fool because I'm not an art person. He brings me along with him and helps me to better understand his art when I've spoken with him. So yeah, he was recently brought back to Imagineering for because Bob Weiss's retirement. He was commissioned to do some artwork for Bob Weiss's retirement. He's done a recent painting over at WDI. I think it may have been for the Walt Disney World anniversary, I think is why he did that commission. But he's a great follow on Facebook. Eric Robinson, the last name is Robison, and he periodically will just share some of his recent art and projects. And like I say, just a really, really fun follow with a deep passion for Disney and Star Wars as well. So I'm so glad you brought that up because I'd forgotten about 100 Mickeys. And one of them was actually, I wish I could find it super easy, but it was a painting of a flowers in a field. And it was actually something that he had done for his wife. And then he like took that idea and added Mickey to it holding a rose. And it's just a really sweet, simple picture. And they've used it so many more times since the event. So yeah, if I find it before your show's over, honey, I'll
Okay.
send it over to you so you can share it. But I'll let you get to Bill because I see him waiting in the green room.
Awesome. Thanks, Rebecca. And we are very happy to have joining us now Laughing Place contributor and I don't have an and. Laughing Place contributor Bill Gonso. Before we get started, how do I pronounce your name properly? Your last name?
Gao Sal.
Gao Sal. All right. Thank you, Bill, for joining us. I think I've only talked to you maybe one other time in a big group, but maybe not even that. So how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Thanks for inviting me along. I'm in between responsibilities here on our snow day at school, so this is the perfect time to chat. And I finally found a room where no one is around me making a lot of noise. So that's also.
Where are you located right now?
Benefit. Yeah, it's a major storm here. We had quite a lot of snow. I heard that there was a storm warning for California. Is this true?
Yeah, we got a blizzard warning in California. Maybe it's a CA thing because you're in Canada, right?
Yeah, up in Ontario, and school buses have been canceled. I had to go all Indiana Jones to get out of my street because the plows hadn't been by. Snow was everywhere. It was quite a mess this morning. But.
Yeah, I feel you. I had to put on a jacket, so I totally feel how you are going right there. All right, so we're having you on because did you actually have the chance recently to interview Ridley Pearson of Kingdom Keepers fame?
Yes. His latest book, Kingdom Keepers: Inheritance, The Shimmer, starts off his next series of books. His third series actually with these characters. And after reading the book takes place 20 years into the future, where it deals with the kids of the Kingdom Keepers. And yet again, as usual, we never learn anything from our history. Disney villains have gained their power, and they're starting to come back, and they threaten the Kingdom Keepers. And now the kids of the Kingdom Keepers have to take on the responsibility and try and defend the Disney park. I also had a chance to ask some questions of Ridley there, and it was interesting seeing his perspective. He talks about how he's a person who really plans every single thing out, and how he just kind of maps from beginning to end. He says he believes he knows where this series is going, and he's got a rough idea as to all the benchmarks he wants to hit. But I found this to be quite a fun series. It allows him to have a chance to be creative and to put his own stamp onto the Disney park. For example, the main characters all live at Epcot because it now houses something called the Community, where 50,000 people live there. So we get that experimental prototype community of tomorrow, and instead of cast members, we have cast member holograms, and it was just fun. It was fun to see someone else's perspective who absolutely loves the Disney park try and create something new.
Go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I believe there was one question that you asked him that he did not answer. You want to hint at what you asked him there?
I had sent off some questions, and naturally, I was interested about character development. Did you intend for this character to develop this way? How difficult was it to switch main characters from your lead character of Finn Whitman to his son? And then for the last question I asked, I said, can you provide any update about the possibility of Kingdom Keepers becoming a Disney Plus show? And there was no response whatsoever. There were some great detailed answers on everything else, and he was very complimentary to me and very nice in what he offered, but yet I had no response whatsoever about the possibility of this show. And I know Kevin Smith, he had done a whole interview where he talked about being brought in to look at putting Kingdom Keepers out on Disney Plus, and it just kind of died there. But I'm wondering if maybe something's up.
Could be revived. It's branded. It's a branded show, so Iger should love it.
Oh, I tell you, yeah. I mean, if Kevin Smith does it, It must be true.
He's famously have all sorts of movies that have that he was making and that came out.
Yes. All sorts of reliable anecdotes about movies that he was attached to. But I would have thought, like I did a previous interview with Stacey Lee, who released Winston Chu and the Whimsy for Rick Riordan Presents, and I asked her, I said, if you had a choice between a television series or a big screen adaptation, what would you choose? And of course, she answered, "Oh, I do love my streaming, but if it was up on the big screen, I would love that too. So either way, it works for me." This is the first time I've ever had a question like this not answered at all. So.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Well, Bill, I greatly appreciate you coming on. I hope this is not the last time we're able to talk to you, because I see your articles all the time on LP, and we want to have more guests on here. So hopefully we can keep you coming in the future.
Absolutely, anytime.
All right, thanks a lot. Oh, and one more thing. Can you say the word house for me?
Can I what?
Say the word house, House.
House?
Yeah, okay. Kyle said we had to do that, so I did it. Thank you. See you next time.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Was that organic, Kyle?
That was pretty good. He said it earlier. He said that something was host.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry. We have some bona fide. Here you go. With audio. As has been speculated, and it looks like it's actually happening, a timeless story of a timeless hero, a short one-act musical is coming for a limited time this summer to Disney California Adventure. You can see she's going to the Hyperion Theater, and in her hand was a playbill that said at the top, Rogers. So, Kyle, it's happening.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting. I mean, this is kind of what we figured. We had the article prepped 2 weeks ago based on our projections, so hopefully we can get this up quickly. But yeah, I'm glad that they're really doing it.
What's easier, to rewrite the article or to find the article?
I found it.
Okay, good.
I typed
cool.
in
That's
Rogers.
exciting.
Mike Mack knows how to title a document. Not like me. I confused Luke this morning because when I wrote up the AP story, my article or my document name was WWAP Anthony Bourdain.
Why?
No reservations.
Oh, no. See, I mean, that's clever, but no. This is not how you work in a team. All right. I really appreciate Bill coming on, and we really do want to have him and others join us more regularly on this show. It's just fun to talk to other people and see what else people are working on, both inside of LP and outside of LP. I'm really hoping to get some book authors on as time goes on, if they're willing to join us in the morning live. All right. But you're here all the time, Kyle. I've never written a book. Okay, we're still on This Day in Disney History. We're almost done. We're up to 2002, the final performance for a Magic Kingdom classic that I sadly never got to see.
My words are a matter of pride. It's clear from your vacant expression.
This is the puppet show where Philharmonic now sits, called Legend of the Lion King. You ever see it, Kyle?
That's cool. I never heard of this.
Never even heard of it. Wow. Has anyone in the chat seen this show? I'm curious. It just looks so bizarre, but it had such a long run. People clearly loved it. Yeah, it's
I'm
all
sure Cole's
puppetry.
written an article on it, so now I feel bad saying I hadn't heard. I probably heard of it, but just never really like.
Tony says he loved it. So,
do they replace Scar with Judi Dench later on?
I get that reference. That was good. All right, and finally, on this day in 2004, Rebecca remembers this show. This may be Rebecca's favorite stage show of all time, taking place at the Fantasyland Theater. This video comes from our friends Mousestep/JWL Media. Do you remember?
Yeah, this boring show.
What'd you say?
So this boring show, I remember.
Snow White, an enchanting new musical, debuted 19 years ago today. Rebecca, can I hear your memories of this spectacular presentation?
It was all wrong.
Not what I meant. I loved it. I got to show more. You can see the magic mirror up there. They went all out for this. It's like Aladdin was this. So this was 2004. Aladdin 2 years prior was just a hit, a huge hit, and
that's why we went to go see this. Is because we're like, well, if that was that good, and then we're like, no, this is not
okay.
Great.
So hear me out. Snow White is the story of a woman who is in a horrific life situation. When she is told, you got to get out of here, she gets out, she runs, she's all alone in the woods. She finds this place that's filthy and she starts to clean it up and make herself useful. So that way she can have somewhere safe, hopefully it's safe, that she, can hide from this horrific existence that she was in previously. Also, she had done her best in that existence to, she was scrubbing steps and being just a pleasant person, even though her life was terrible. And because of that, there was this dude who thought, oh, hey, this is a pretty looking woman who seems very sweet and lovely. I would like to get to know her better. Even though she's, like I say, she's in these awful circumstances. But because of her positivity and everything, she caught his eye, then finds her way, makes herself useful where she's at. So they help her out. Then witch shows up again. She's naive. She's been sheltered, gets herself in a mess of trouble, looks dead. The prince who had seen her before was like, hey, I want to get to know this gal better. Saves her. And there they go. If she had been awful, he may have just walked past, not cared. If she hadn't have made herself useful in that house, they would have been like, who are you? Get out. So she was somebody who, to me, always, I was raised with the thought that she was somebody who kind of did the best with the ridiculous circumstances that she was in. This show, for me, I was very disappointed because I felt like it played into the really trite tale of the damsel in distress. Because they even I don't even think they had that song as I remember. It's been a long time since I thought about it because I saw it once or twice and it just so disappointed me in how much it played into kind of the damsel in distress mode. That I didn't embrace it. But I think they even took out with a smile and a song, which is one of those Disney messages of my youth where it was like, take an awful circumstance and turn it, it's like, Mary Poppins, right? And snap, the job's a game. It was like they had a lot of that element throughout. That was like a repeated refrain throughout Disney movies of my childhood, was like life. There are certain elements of life that really stink, but you have to do them anyway. So find a way to make them not be awful. And so, so that was gone too. So yeah. Okay. Sorry. I was listening on YouTube headphones in the other room. So I'm a little bit delayed and I heard you say it was my favorite and I don't even know what you said in between because I took the headphones off and had to come in here and be like, no, it's not.
It is not your favorite. Of course, it's not. Nor is it my favorite. But I'm so glad you came in because you gave a great encapsulation of why I think. I mean, I joke about Snow White, but she is my favorite princess. Not only because of her voice, but because of the things you said. I think she does encapsulate wonderful qualities that are often overlooked, and she is just thought of as a damsel in distress, and she's not. She has made herself. She has saved herself. She certainly gets some help along the way, but she saved herself, and I love Snow White for that. And she has a wonderful voice. So I'm really, really, really glad you got to come on and say all that. Thank you so much.
Hey, no worries. Okay, I'll go away again. Bye.
Hey, we just got some more breaking news. So this is on Disney Plus. So if it's good enough for Disney Plus, it's good enough for us. I'm not going to pre-vet this. This is the Bono and the Edge, a sort of homecoming with Dave Letterman official trailer coming to Disney Plus on March 17th. And the official trailer just dropped 13 minutes ago. Let us check it out together.
Tradition of storytelling is part of Dublin. It's in our music. Our songs, they're still growing, they're still emerging.
But the question became, what is left when everything is stripped away? Where do you take it?
Let's take it from the top.
This is a bit of a day, isn't it?
While Larry was injured and Adam was off making an art film, Edge and I asked David Letterman to Dublin to talk about our songs.
Years of reflection has caused you to change lyrics in some of these songs.
We wanted to strip away the artifice that inevitably emerges after you've been around this long.
We seem to thrive doing something that's never been done before. I don't know if you fully understand what we're in for tonight, but you will be very happy you had this experience. Bono and the Edge.
Let's go. The real miracle of U2 is that everything we needed, all the people we needed, they've always been right there.
By the way, Dave, I love the new look. Just saying.
So this doesn't just show up in your Apple library? Anyway, I'm pretty sure one of those other musicians there is Glenn Hansard, which I am a big fan of his. He did a movie called Once. He won an Oscar for it, the original best original song with Marketa Iglova, whatever her name is. Tried to play it off, forgot. So yeah, that's I have to double check to see if it's him. He is an Irish musician, so it would make a lot of sense.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to check on that.
Bono and the Edge, a sort of homecoming with Dave Letterman, coming to Disney Plus on March 17th. Looking forward to that. I mean, I'm not a huge U2 fan, but back in my high school, college days, I was a huge U2 fan. I remember going to see Rattle and Hum in theaters when it came out. Had like an amazing time. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. U2, classic band. They're no Depeche Mode, but they're pretty good. Yes, Julia, we just talked about that. In fact, we probably should show that again. It's short and pretty awesome. The real breaking news we got right at 10 a.m. Pacific time here. Let us get that again for you. Wrong place. Are you sure we didn't see it? I'm pretty sure, Rebecca, we did not see Legend of the Lion King. At least I didn't see Legend of the Lion King. I really feel like I would remember that. It was there when we went. All right. This is how they announced the coming of Rogers the Musical.
But if she's seeing the show, who's gonna be in it?
Maybe they're doing an enchanted new musical twist on this. We have no idea what's coming. You never know. Wow, that was tweeted Instagrammed by Disney Parks and Avengers, both accounts, and it's got 13,000, almost 14,000 likes in 17 minutes. There is going to be some hype over this show. Oh my goodness. And Mac, I hope Mac gets the chance to see it. I know he's a bit of a Marvel fan, and I'd be sad if he didn't get to see it. Let's see what else we got. I think that's. I just saw something that Rebecca, if you're watching, I know you like to buy me stuff. This would go so well with my shirt. I want the socks. I love the socks. I want the socks. Who puts out these socks? These are from Rock'em Socks. Oh, we love Rock'em Socks. Truly, we don't. I don't just say that. I say that a lot. This time I mean it. So I would love to have these new Disney 100 Steamboat Willie socks that have just come out from Rock'em Socks. And if you buy them through Laughing Place, Kyle, how will that help us?
We get a commission. It won't affect your pricing or anything, but we get a little bit of a commission, and it helps us out.
There you go. And there's your link for it. Oh, Kyle just sent me another link. Do we have more breaking news?
I mean, it's not that big and mostly expected, except for one little factor we can talk about as soon as you pull it up.
Actually, I forgot to ever show the other one, the first one that you sent me. So why don't we start with the first one?
Okay.
And you can talk about this one real quick.
Yeah, so Yvette Nicole Brown and John Stamos. John Stamos is returning, and I guess it sounds like this will be Yvette's first time on Mickey Mouse Funhouse, premiering, I guess, this weekend. I just thought this was interesting because we call Yvette Nicole Brown the patron saint of Disney branded television. So naturally, she's being tweeted at by Disney branded television. And these two both co-starred in the now canceled Big Shot. So there you go.
Very sad, but true. Yes. And then the one you just sent me.
Rihanna is going to be performing her Oscar-nominated song "Lift Me Up" from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever at the Oscars, which she just did the Super Bowl, announced she was pregnant, so she'll be a little bit more pregnant next month when she performs on the Oscars.
See, we started the show with death and we end it with birth.
It's the circle of life.
I'm trying to hang on for a little bit. Jeremiah said he is almost home, and I really would like to talk to him. We've got such a round day today. That's not the right word. Well-rounded day today. That's much better. We've got such a well-rounded day today that I would love to
watch the thing that Rebecca just put in. We'll take a short
absolutely.
break, and then we will hopefully get Jeremiah on in a few.
All right, let me see what this is first.
This is in celebration of the news that Rogers the Musical is coming. This is from D23 when they performed Save the City, which was originally from the Hawkeye show. It's a live performance that we can watch.
All right, this is about 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and show this, and then we'll be back with a little more news right afterwards.
It's hard to say, I don't know. There's a battle above the streets. The ground is rumbling below our feet. The sky turned red. I can feel the heat. Gotta go. Can't save us. The city sings. We need some hope that's out of suffering. Give us the power to find the light. Avengers assemble and fight the fight. Save the city.
I love that idea. Wait a minute. Doobie, you're muted.
I just said that is going to be so huge, so popular. I'm very excited for that.
There are now more
All
people
right.
in the green room than there are on the screen.
Well, let's bring one of them on the screen. So that is Rogers the Musical. Jeremiah, we brought him on here. We brought him in today to talk about his trip down to Bush this morning, but perfect to have you on for this, Jeremiah. How excited are you?
Anytime that I can say, I was right, I'm very happy about. Yeah, that was one, like, I don't remember how long ago that was that we first saw that announcement. And I'm like, it's Rogers the Musical. It's like, no. Oh, it is. Yeah, look.
Yeah, we saw the auditions go out for a show at the Hyperion, and we're all trying to guess which show is it going to be. And Rogers the Musical is like, oh, that's a good one. Wait a second. That kind of makes sense. Congratulations. Are you excited to see it, though?
I'm very excited. I mean, I'm interested in the way they put it, a one-act musical. So I wonder if it is just going to be that song and like maybe Peggy telling a bit of a story before. But no matter what, I will see it probably more times than I saw Steps in Time and Aladdin, but not The Power of Blast.
That Hyperion Theaters had some good stuff. All right, we brought you on today. Where were you this morning, Jeremiah?
I was out at Busch Gardens, Tampa. The Serengeti Flyer, their brand new swing, 105 feet tall, and the arms go up 135 feet. So you are actually even more than 90 degrees with that. So you have a little bit of an upside down time. It was a fun ride. It's the first I've had many people go, really? This was the first time I've been on one of the swings like this ever. Usually I'm not a swings person, nor am I a wait in a long line to go on a swings attraction. But this one today was media day. Tomorrow starts the annual pass previews for Busch Gardens Tampa annual pass holders, and then it opens on the 27th, which I believe is Friday, to the general public.
And so a lot of this certainly isn't the first swinging ride of this type around, but not all of them have a view like this, right, Jeremiah?
No, it is absolutely beautiful. We should have video up on our YouTube, including a POV of me that I have not seen. I sent it off to our news desk to put it together, so I'm a little afraid of what it does look like. But I know that they had a drone video and POV, both of me and looking out of the swings. And you get to see a lot of this Serengeti.
Okay, I'll mute it. We don't need to hear it. But yeah, let's all check it out together.
I believe it's actually pronounced Serengeti.
So you can keep going, Jeremiah. I just wanted
looks
to
like a
put the
swing.
video up since
Yep. It is a so it's great view, very, very smooth. Like they have a magnetic stop at the bottom, so there's the view. Yeah. It is fun. But the views, the air time, when you hit the high points, you are praying that seat belt holds, and then the G-force
no
coming
TikTok challenges
down.
here.
Did you get to face both directions?
Yes. Yeah, this is an actual drone shot that they were doing live when I was on it.
That's cool. I want to be on this ride where I'm just up here watching it, but the actual ride, no. Cool. Well, this is Serengeti Flyers?
Yes,
what you said?
there I am, literally wearing this. I didn't have this button that says I rode or first to ride.
Actually keeping the sunglasses on during it.
Yeah, you had to, especially the way we were facing. As you can tell, it was right towards the sun. One of the things that I've already said to quite a few people, this is a very early morning or a evening ride during the summer, because if you're on this in the middle of the day, not only will you be melting in line, but if you're facing the sun, you can't see anything.
Oh my goodness, this is so terrifying.
It really was a great ride. I rode it 3 times this morning. The only reason I didn't ride it more was because I had to get back home at some point, and I was hoping to be home about a half hour ago, but the 4 in traffic.
Did you have a preferred direction?
I actually preferred the other view that looks out more towards the Serengeti. This, as you can tell, looks towards Cheetah Hunt and out
As
that
I can
way.
tell, yes. As an expert in Busch Gardens, Tampa, I know this. But for other people,
I mean, the Serengeti is all around you, but the other way, it kind of gives you a more wide open view.
National Treasure style. So I know it's scary because of the heights, but in terms of its effect on the body, is it pretty? Does it get a lot of G's going?
Yes, it does. Yeah, when you hit that high point, like I said, I'm interested to hear what my the volume coming out of my body is when I hit those points where you're just looking straight down. Like,
please don't let any volume come out of your body during the ride.
Oh my goodness.
By volume, I mean the whole how they film the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Thanks, Jeremiah. I'm glad you made it home in time to talk to us about this out early at Busch Garden today. And
thank you, guys. Have lots of fun.
Talk to you later. That was Jeremiah Good. And on that note, it's been a fun day. I want to thank everyone that joined us. My wife, Rebecca Mosley, Bill Gausel, all the way from the Great White North. We had Jeremiah all the way from Orlando, Kyle in the Midwest, myself in Northern California. It's been a really, really fun show with lots going on. We talked about the annual pass holder. They announced the date that they are going to be able to start going to the park after 2 p.m. without reservations, and that date is April 18th. There are exceptions. Read the article. We looked through the Flower and Garden Festival food with Rebecca. That was a ton of fun. Saw the production, not a trailer, but the production featurette for the Crossover series coming to Disney Plus. Checked out my production value with the Runaway Railway waits yesterday as it's no longer on virtual queue. Main Street Tilly, Abbott Elementary, Jeremiah, Pocket Picks Day at Disney History. Been an awesome day. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We will be back tomorrow, right? Friday? Yeah, tomorrow at 9 a.m. to do this all over again. And of course, if any news breaks, we will come on right away and talk about it. Thanks.